Hello students. So today we are doing with the second part of animal tissue. In the previous part we learned about epithelial tissue and its types. Here we are learning about epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, nervous tissue, the entire part, in which today's part is connective tissue. And on the screen you can see the first slide. As usual, I kept something related with the topic where you can see different types of tissues present in our body. It includes blood, cartilage, bone, muscle tissue, very specialized tissue that can have the ability to maintain posture and in the movement, nervous tissue, the brain, spinal cord, etc. So here we learn about all the four tissue in short, that is muscular, nervous, connective and epithelial, right? So this is the basic introductory part of the chapter. So in short, we can see the entire chapter in the first slide, right from the epithelial tissue, which help in packaging, so a little bit of intercellular spaces, and their different types. And today we are going to learn in detail about the connective tissue, about the bones, muscles, cartilage, etc. and their types. And muscles, which we learn in the next part, where smooth muscle, cardiac muscle, striatal muscles are there, along with the nervous tissue. Okay. Now, moving on to the next slide, here you can see something rolling over, right, towards the left. Now you imagine it's like a huge rock coming down, but it's actually can see the WBCs which move inside our blood vessels. So you can see how in a higher magnification you can see the movement inside our body. In the later end of the chapter we can see the RBCs moving inside our blood vessel. Similarly towards the right you can see the tissues where ground substances, the different types of cells, the fibroblasts, collagen fibers, white fibers, ground substance, etc. you can see. Then the third slide, where we can see the connective tissue, bone, hyaline cartilage, areolar, adipose, fibrocartilage, dense cartilage, then the blood vessels, then the muscles or the reticular cells which are present. So just a small idea about the different cells. And even if you see along with the different tissues, you can see where it is present. For example, bone cells, the hyaline cartilage in the rib cage, fibrocartilage in the back, there is intervertebral disc, the dense fibrous tissue in the ligament region or in the joining part, the areolar tissue, adipose in the fat cells, the reticular part, and then the blood cells in the blood vessels. Okay. Further, now the types of tissues, as we have seen this particular slide in the previous part as well, which helps us to learn the entire chapter in a short while. So as I told, this particular slide is very important since you can come to know about the entire chapter, learn at a glance, and also revise the previous as well as the next part. So in short, if you go through the entire part, the types of epithelial tissue consists of four types: epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue and the nervous tissue. Epithelial tissue is consists of simple and compound epithelium. Simple consists of squamous, cuboidal, columnar, ciliated, glandular, sensory, germinal, whereas compound, stratified and transitional, which we learned in the previous part. Today's part which you are learning is connective tissue proper, dense, supporting and fluid connective tissue. In the connective tissue proper, we have got areolar type where fibers, white fiber and yellow fibers, cells, fibroblasts, mast cells, or as I mentioned, mast cells, macrophages, adipocytes. And in adipose tissue we come across two types, it is white and the brown adipose tissue, whereas in the dense, the tendons and the ligaments. The third type supporting, as the name supporting, it has got cartilage and the bones. Cartilage itself has got four types: hyaline, elastic, fibro and calcified, whereas bones two types: spongy and compact. Whereas the fourth type, the fluid connective tissue, which consists of the blood and the lymph, which actually we'll be learning in detail about the components of blood in the chapter circulation. Okay, and then the remaining two types are the muscular, which consists of skeletal, smooth and cardiac, and the nervous tissue, which we will be learning in the third part of the chapter. Further, now we come into the detailed part of the connective tissue. So connective tissue, first point, it is most widely spread tissue in the body, that is, it is present throughout the body. Second, it binds, supports and provides strength to other body tissues and organs. So as the name says, connective, it helps in connecting, that is in binding, supporting and providing the strength to all the tissues and organs in our body. Now it consists of variety of cells and fibers. As we saw in the previous slide, there are different types of cells and fibers, which we will be learning further. Then they are embedded in the abundant intercellular substances called as matrix. So here matrix substances are present where the cells and the fibers are present. Connective tissue protects the vital organs of the body. So the functions are, that is, they protect the important organs. It is highly vascular, means it consists of the blood vessels, capillaries, etc., but with exception, that is the cartilage. It acts as packaging material and also helps in healing process. So it helps in connecting or supporting, as the name says, packaging. Also it also helps in healing if there is a wound and or injury in the body. Further, connective tissue is classified on the basis of matrix present as connective tissue proper, supporting connective tissue and the fluid connective tissue. As I mentioned, they are classified on the basis of the matrix present in it. Further, connective tissue proper is further classified into loose connective tissue, that is otherwise called as areolar connective tissue, and adipose tissue and dense connective tissue, which we will be learning further, which consists of the ligament and tendon. Further, supporting connective tissue, also called skeletal tissue, as it supports the skeleton or the skeletal tissue, which includes bone and the cartilage, which if we say, it provides us a proper framework to the body. Then fluid connective tissue, which includes blood and lymph. As I mentioned, the detailed study of blood and lymph we actually do in the chapter circulation. Here only we mention the term in fluid connective tissue, blood and lymph. Also you can see the image was right, which I added over here. In case of your arm, where fat droplets, adipose tissue, cartilage, blood, bone, loose connective tissue, you can see all the parts present in one single region. Further, the individual parts, that is first one, connective tissue proper. Now in connective tissue proper, as we learned, there is loose connective tissue. There is matrix of loose connective tissue is semi-solid, jelly-like viscous matter made up of gelatin. That is why it is semi-solid or jelly type. Now in that, first is areolar tissue, or the term areola means air pockets. First point, matrix of this tissue consists of two types of fibers, the white fibers and yellow fiber. Now white fibers, they are made up of collagen. They give tensile strength to the tissue. Second, yellow fiber are made up of elastin and are elastic in nature. As the name suggests, they provide flexibility. The tissues also contain four different types of cells. Fibroblasts, that is the large flat cells having branching process, they produce fibers as well as polysaccharide that form the ground substance of matrix of the tissue. Second, as I mentioned, mast cells or mast cells, to remember quite easily. These are oval shaped that secrete heparin and histamine. Further, third type is macrophages. They are amoeboid, means they are irregular shape, and phagocytic means they engulf the dead cells present in the tissue fluid. Further, fat cells are also called as adipocytes. Now, adipocytes, as a name, they are the fat cells having eccentric nucleus. Means the nucleus is away from the center towards the side or the periphery. These cells store fat. These tissues act as a packaging material, helps in healing process and connects different organs or layers of the tissue. It is found under the skin, between muscles, bones, around the organs, blood vessels and peritoneum. As mentioned, they are packaging, so they also help as a shock absorber for healing process, etc. Clear? And now towards the right, you can see the loose connective tissue, different shapes, star shapes, flat cells, oval shaped cells, the yellow fiber, the white fibers, all the things you can see. Also on the second image, lower towards the right, we can see the fibroblast cells, macrophages, matrix substances, mast cells, yellow fibers, collagen fibers. Clear? Now one more point to add over here, or to describe, there is mast cells or the mast cells. They secrete heparin and histamine, which helps to prevent blood clotting, also loosens up the blood in the vessels. Moving further to the second type, adipose tissue. The term adipa means fat. In the presence of large number of adipocytes, that is, adipocytes are present in these tissues. Cells are rounded or polygonal in shape, means they are round or polygon in shape. Nucleus is shifted towards the periphery because fats are stored in the cell in the form of droplets. Because of excess fat tissues, the nucleus, they come onto the side or lies towards the edge or the periphery part of the cells. Further, matrix is less and fibers and blood vessels are few in number. There are two types. Again, these are also two types. One is white adipose and brown adipose. White adipose tissue appear opaque due to presence of large number of adipocytes. It is commonly seen in adults, that is mature individuals. So a matured person has got white type of cell which is present in large number, and they are usually opaque. Whereas the second type, brown adipose tissue, is reddish brown color. That is why the name brown adipose, due to the presence of large number of blood vessels. Now these are usually present in the newborn children's. Further function, adipose tissue is good insulator, act as a shock absorber and also good source of energy because it stores fat. But just add a point to it, as mentioned, good insulator and shock absorber means suppose we fall anywhere, hit by something, so these adipose tissue, they act as a shock absorber insulator. Also, another term is good source of energy. Now if I give another example over here, now when you are doing fasting, right, we may fast for half the day or the entire day. Now how we get energy? These adipose tissue, they provide the energy whenever we are fasting, whenever we are not taking in a sufficient quantity of food. Okay. Second, the tissue is found in sole and palm region as well as the organs like kidney. So these are the places where they are generally found. Towards the right side, the image at the top, where you can see empty adipose cells, nucleolus, cytoplasm, matrix, fine white fibers, flat globule, blood vessels, yellow fiber, adipose cells. Also, we can see down the two different image I have showed. You can understand white adipose as well as the brown adipocytes. Further, just additional information, know your body. Now Achilles tendon. Now Achilles tendon connects the calf muscle to the heel, which you can see in the image towards the right. Pain at the back of the ankle or lower calf may signal a problem with the Achilles tendon. Athletics who participate in track and field may face Achilles tendon injury. Most tendon injury occur near the joints such as shoulder, elbow, knee and ankle. So this type of injury mainly occur to the sports person, athletics, the badminton players, tennis players, as they continuously move their leg movement, shoulder or the joints. So in continuous or long run of play without rest can affect this region. So again I put an image showing the Achilles tendon or the pain where it is present and what are the types. Achilles tendonitis, that is inflammation we can say, degenerative joint disease, or Achilles tendinosis, again inflammation or the affecting the tendon region. Further, coming to the next part, this dense connective tissue. As the name dense means it is compactly or arranged with the fibers or different cells. So in this tissue, fibers and fibroblasts, that is these cells are compactly arranged. There are two types, namely dense regular and dense irregular. Means they are evenly or we can say unevenly arranged. In dense regular connective tissue, collagen fiber are arranged in parallel manner. Two major example of tissues are tendons and ligaments. Just now in the previous slide as I showed you one of the example of Achilles tendon. Tendons connect skeletal muscles to the bone. So what does tendons do? Connect muscles to the bones. To give tensile strength to the tissue, tendons contain bundles of white fiber, so which provides the strength. Example, Achilles tendon or hamstring tendon. As I mentioned, if continuous like sports person, when they continuously play without rest, sometimes this tendon, the hamstring or the Achilles may get slightly ruptured or may affect on a long run. Further, ligament are made up of elastic or yellow fiber arranged in regular pattern. These fibers make ligaments elastic. They are present at joints. So where they are present? In the joint region to provide more flexibility to the joint region or when you move around. They prevent dislocation of the bones. In dense irregular connective tissue, fibroblasts are not arranged in a orderly manner. That's why as I mentioned unevenly it is arranged. The tissue is found in the dermis of skin. Again I put two images, one towards the left, the animation part, where you can see how the tendons or ligaments are connected with the joints, how it helps in the providing flexibility. Towards the right we can see image where you can see ligament and tendon both in the elbow region. Further, coming to the next type, supporting connective tissue. As the name supporting means it provides support to the body and the framework. It is characterized by the presence of hard matrix. It is classified into two types, that is cartilage and bone. So first one, cartilage, that is pliable and tough tissue. It forms endoskeleton of cartilaginous fishes like shark. So in case of Pisces, that is the fishes, the cartilaginous one, so they form the endoskeleton, means the inner part of the skeletal system. Because as we learn two types in the chapter animal tissue or kingdom animalia, where we learn cartilaginous fishes, bony fishes. So in case of cartilaginous fishes, it is entirely the endoskeleton is made up of cartilage. It is widely distributed in vertebrate animals. So it is present in all the vertebrate animals. In cartilage, abundant matrix is delimited by a sheath or collagenous fibers called perichondrium. So here they have got matrix called as perichondrium, which is surrounded by perichondrium. So the matrix is called as the chondrine. Now remember the term chondrine, the matrix, and the collagenous fibers surrounding perichondrium. Just below the perichondrium, immature cartilage forming cells, chondroblasts. So the immature cells are called as the chondroblasts. Chondroblasts, when they mature, get converted into the chondrocytes, or we can say the mature cartilaginous cells. Further, chondrocytes are seen scattered in the matrix. They are enclosed in lacuna. Each lacuna contains 2 to 8 chondrocytes. Based upon the type of matrix, there are 4 types of cartilage as explained further. So also you can see towards the right side the images showing hyaline cartilage, fibrocartilage and elastic cartilage, and even you can see the entire skeleton where cartilage which is present in the nose region, articular region of the joint, the costal cartilage, cartilage of the intervertebral disc, pubic symphysis, etc. So these are some of the places where the cartilage is present. And even you can see the external ear, which is a very simple example to remember, the external ear and the nasal region or the nose part where cartilage is present. Further, the types. First type is hyaline cartilage, or hyaline means glass-like. In this type of cartilage, perichondrium is present. Matrix is bluish white and gel-like. Very fine collagen fibers and chondrocytes are present. Hyaline cartilage is elastic and compressible in nature, means it is flexible. It acts as a good shock absorber as well as provide flexibility. It reduces friction. It is found at the ends of long bones, epiglottis, trachea, ribs, larynx and hyoid, or we can say hyoid apparatus, which connects our tongue region. So these are the places where this hyaline cartilage is present. So you can see again I have put two images, one at the lower part of the written matter where you can see perichondrium, chondrocytes, hyaline cartilage, the territorial matrix, loose connective tissue, artery, facet space between this cells, cartilaginous cells, and towards the right we can see the hyoid bone, that is a tongue bone where the tongue is attached, the notch, thyroid cartilage, sarcoid cartilage, larynx view where these cartilages present adjacent to it. Further, second type, elastic cartilage. In elastic cartilage, perichondrium is present. Matrix contain elastic fibers, then again provides flexibility. Chondrocytes are few in number. It gives support and maintains shape to the body parts. If you see, some of the points are similar with the hyaline cartilage. Then it is found in the earlobe tip of the nose. So again I put a image of connective tissue of the elastic cartilage, chondrocyte in lacuna and the matrix. So a short description is given in the image, similar to hyaline cartilage but more elastic fibers in this matrix. So both are similar but more elastic fibers in elastic cartilage. Function, maintain the shape and structure while allowing great flexibility. Location, supports the external ear and epiglottis. Further, third type, fibrocartilage. Now here if you see, it is different from the earlier two types. Here the perichondrium is absent in fibrocartilage. Matrix consists of bundles of collagen fiber, few chondrocytes scattered in fibers. Fibrocartilage is rigid cartilage, means it is hard. Flexibility is not present. It maintains position of the vertebrae where it is present in the intervertebral disc of made up of fibrocartilage, and also it is found at pubic symphysis, or we can say our hip bone. Again the two images towards the left, no perichondrium, chondrocyte in rows and isogenous groups. How you can understand the difference by the image, collagen fiber. On the right side the image of our hip bone, or where you can see pubic symphysis. Other than that you can see acetabulum, ilium, sacrum, great trochanter, femur, pubic rami, other parts of it, but main the pubic symphysis where fibrocartilage is present. The next type, calcified cartilage. This type of cartilage becomes rigid. Again, as the name calcified, presence of calcium because of becomes it's hard, rigid due to deposition of salt in the matrix. Now this type reduce flexibility in the joints, and where it is in the old age, that is you can see mainly in our grandparents, right, dada dadi, nana nani, where you can see where their movement is restricted, or while walking they have severe pain in their joints. Example, head of the long bones. Again you can see the image which I put of the cartilage, chondrocytes, collagen fiber, superficial zone, transition zone, deep zone, calcified cartilage. We can see where it is present exactly, subchondral bone and the cancellous bone. Further, coming to the later part, that is bones. Now, in case of bones, bones is characterized by hard matrix called as ossin. Now, again, you relate with the cartilage. It has got matrix called as chondrin. Here it is ossin. Ossin is made up of mineral salt hydroxyapatite Ca10PO4 6 OH twice, which is a chemical formula for hydroxyapatite. Outer tough membrane called periosteum encloses the matrix. In cartilage, we learned about perichondrium. Here is periosteum. Matrix is arranged in the form of concentric layers called lamellae. Now, these concentric rings you can see towards the right in the image. Fine canals that radiate from each lacunae are called canaliculi. Again, you can see canaliculi, it is emerging from the lacuna. Canaliculi of adjacent lamellae connect with each other as they transverse or traverse through the matrix. So they are connected by the lamellae. In the lacuna, osteoblasts, active bone cells and osteocytes are present. Like you learned in the cartilage, chondroblast and chondrocyte. Here it is osteoblast and osteocyte. In active bone cells and osteoclasts are present. Mammalian bones show peculiar Haversian system. This is one unique feature in mammalian bones. What is that? Haversian system. Now, Haversian canal encloses an artery, vein and nerves. Observe the given figure to understand Haversian system. According to the presence of matrix, there are two types of bones present in human body. In spongy bones, Haversian system is absent. Reticular matrix is arranged in the form of trabeculae. So what is that? Called as trabeculae. Now in spongy bones where this Haversian system is absent. If I just give us again small example, now the spongy bones are usually seen in the newborn child or children's. Now also if I add to it, now the children's when they fall off from the cot or fall off, we tend to run towards them that they may get injured. But actually because of the spongy bones, they don't get injury as such. But they start to cry by seeing us running towards them in case of fear. Otherwise, when they fall, if you are not around them or if you don't see them, ignore them, they don't cry, they continue to play as usual. Okay. Further, it contains red bone marrow. In compact bones, matrix shows Haversian system without any space between the lamella. That is in case of the matured bones or in case of us, or mammalian bones which has moreover compact. You can see the figure again. Compact bone, periosteum, perforating fibers, blood vessels, perforating canal, central canal, trabeculae of the spongy bone. Then external circumferential lamellae, osteo, central canal. Also you can see B part of it, lamellae, canaliculi, arteriole, venule, nerve, central canal, and again individual lacunae, osteocyte and canaliculi. Further, the last slide for the day or the part of the lecture, that is fluid connective tissue, as named vascular, means vascular tissues, the blood capillaries, veins, etc. are connected. So you can see the blood and the lymph are fluid connective part present in the body of an animal. So here I again showed the image. In the first slide you could see the WBCs moving inside the vessels. Here you can see the RBCs moving inside the blood vessel. Okay, and towards the right you can see the entire body fluid moving inside our body and the pumping of the heart. And also if you observe carefully, you can see both type of blood, the venous blood, that is the deoxygenated blood, and the oxygenated blood, that is difference in blue and red color. Clear? Then last, we can see the assignment questions based on today's part of the lecture, today's part which you have learned in this particular video. So thank you all of you. So in the last part of the video we learn about muscular tissue and nervous tissue.